So in the year 2020, we went through police brutality, racism, riots, anarchy, violence, coronavirus, and quarantine. But after all of that, it is very apparent that America has not learned a goddamn thing. Let's discuss. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Beasley here. Hope you all are staying cool, calm, and collected out there. Very heavy topic today, but I want to talk about all of the racism and acts of police brutality that is going on in America in the year 2021. I tell you guys, we are literally in the halfway mark of the fourth month of 2021, and we have just had so much chaos and confusion going on. Like, this year is literally 2020 part 2. Like, we've had over 200 mass shootings, y'all. 200, and that probably isn't even the correct number, but over 200 mass shootings in this country. And now we are having all these cases of police brutality going on, all these acts of racism, profiling, you name it. Like, after, it seems to me that you guys got this vaccine so you guys can go back to business as usual. Like, nobody in this country has learned anything from last year that we went through. Last year was supposed to be a wake-up call to everybody. It was supposed to be a time for pause and reflection. But instead of doing that, this country just continued to vibrate very low like it did in 2019. But starting off, I want to talk about the Derek Chauvin case. Y'all, I was afraid. I was deeply, deeply afraid. I honestly did not think they were going to let him off. Mainly with the fact that it took almost 8 weeks for them to come to a decision when this man killed George Floyd on live video in broad daylight. Like, this man literally had his knee on this man's neck for 9 minutes. And you mean to tell me it took 8 weeks for y'all to come to a decision that this man needs to be found guilty on all counts? Again, I'm glad it happened. Honestly, y'all, the conspiracy theorist in me wants to say that there's an entity that runs this country. Whether you want to admit it or not, there is a power source of individuals that plan out everything that goes on in this country. And I think their intentions with this case were to incite a race war. But after seeing everything that happened in Minneapolis, Minnesota, I think they kind of like took a step back and like, you know what, we can't let this man get off. Like, I legit think that it was going to be in their decision to let him get off and show to us, black people, how much of low value we are in this country, because they continue to show us that every single turn. But y'all, I mean, hey, you may disagree with me or not, but I was very, very surprised that Derek Chauvin got off. Like, I was just on pins and needles. I didn't think it was going to happen. But you're going to jail, bitch. Bye, bitch. Bitch boy. Bottom bitch. That's who you're going to be. Somebody's bottom bitch up in the pen if you're lucky. I mean, that'll probably be the only way you get protection. But overall, good riddance. We don't know how long Derek is going to be in prison. Something tells me they may go a little light on the sentence. But overall, it's just reassuring to know that this man has been found guilty on all counts. I now want to talk about the Breonna Taylor situation. We all know, I don't really know what was the overall outcome of this case, if it's still ongoing, if it's even going to be brought to court. I think they paid off the family. I'm not sure. Please drop down in the comments and let me know. But I will say that it doesn't even stop with Breonna's death. One of the police officers, one of the killers that came into her room and shot her, is writing a tell-all book. Now, this was brought to news to me from this podcast I follow by the name of The Read, with Crystal and Kid Fury. Very, very dope podcast, one of the best podcasts ever made. Now, it's not confirmed that this book is going to be published because it still is in the work, but it's going to be titled The Fight for the Truth, the inside story behind the death of Breonna Taylor. And I'm just like, wow. Like, if white people have one thing, it's the goddamn audacity. Now, you mean to tell me you killed this girl, whether you pulled the trigger or not, you played a part in this girl's death, and you want to write a tell-all book about it, possibly trying to exonerate your name, possibly to reveal the fact that you weren't the one that shot her, but one of you guys did. None of y'all stepped in to check your partner that, oh, let's not shoot into this random house where people are asleep, literally at midnight, past midnight, you guys barging into somebody's house. What do you think was going to happen? I know is that this book gets released, it's going to cause yet another riot. So whenever you try to get this book published, ask yourself, are you sure? I also want to briefly talk about this Dante Wright situation. Y'all, since we got Derek Chauvin found guilty, I think that this lady officer, I think that she's going to get off, y'all. They're going to use the fact that Dante Wright ran away from the police as a scapegoat and an excuse to justify old girl shooting him. Now, I will say, I was mad that he ran. I was just like, oh, why did you have to run? Especially with this gang of police having you handcuffed, like, why did you run? But at the same time, this was a young child, y'all. This man was 16 years old. So you guys mean to tell me that you guys couldn't just run his plates, let this man run off, run his plates, and just find out where he lives? Because where else was he going to go? Like, he was going to literally just run back home to his parents' house. And oh, girl, I don't know her name. I don't care to know her name. She's a piece of shit. But you mean to tell me you've been on the force for 26 years and you don't know your taser from your handgun? Bullshit, girl. Like, you need more people. She was yelling, taser, taser, taser. Oh my God, I shot him. Oh my God. Like, really? Like, you should be ashamed of yourself, especially with the fact that you were training another police officer on the scene. You ain't shit. I hope they throw the book at you, but I'm going to be very skeptical if they do, because America only gives us one. Like, we only get one conviction. Everybody else gets off scot-free. And when you look back at all the things that we had to do to really like get that verdict at the Derek Chauvin case, just goes to show that they really, like, if we would have calmed down, they probably would have went ahead and let this man go scot-free, and they're probably going to let this girl go scot-free because they're going to draw out this whole entire case, and they're going to let her get off, if not give her a light sentence like Amber Geiger. Who's to say she's even still in prison right now? And lastly, y'all, I want to talk about the Micaiah Bryant situation. This actually happened literally right when they announced that Derek Chauvin was going to prison. Like I said, like, I feel like I'm just going to say I feel like some of this stuff is planned, y'all. But moving on from that, this girl called the police and she arrived on the scene. She had a knife in her hand. She was fighting off these other girls that were jumping her, and the police shot her 4 times in the chest. Now, I may piss some people off, but I want to go off on the parents first. Because if you look in the video, and it was confirmed that there were multiple adults in the vicinity watching these girls fight. Even when you saw the body cam of the police officer running up, you saw these grown-ass people just standing there watching everything go down. So you mean to tell me that none of you piss-poor-ass adults felt the need to, like, step in and intervene? Like, you see all this chaos and commotion going on with these 16-year-old girls, and none of you felt the need to say something, step in, like, hold each of them back from fighting each other. Like, and nobody felt the need to stop this girl from going in the house and getting a butcher knife. Like, I really want to know what was the thinking process of the adults in this situation, first of all. Because really, you guys could have de-escalated that situation and the police never needed to be called. But that whole entire situation could have just been so easily avoidable, but the adults decided to sit idly by and watch a fight because maybe it was entertaining to them. Who knows? But I will take issue with the cop. I am really pissed off that, like, he felt the need to shoot this girl 4 times in the chest. If you had to shoot her, like, you mean to tell me you couldn't use your taser, or you couldn't, like, shoot this girl in the leg? Like, I understand police are people too, and they panic, but at the same time, you guys are trained individuals, allegedly trained. I think there's an issue with these police officers today, because last year when they did the whole defund the police movement, I think a lot of, like, the seasoned police went ahead and quit, turned in their badges, and now I think the police forces were desperate, so they were just hiring up anybody and everybody. They didn't even have to probably go through the police academy. They probably just had to put in a job application, barely any training, and bam, you're a police officer. And now they have these police officers that don't know what the fuck they're doing, going into situations they know that they are not equipped to handle or not capable of handling, especially with the other fact that they're hiring up police officers that don't know how to deal with other races of people and have probably never even encountered black people or minorities in general. But I may be running on a tangent. The story is still developing around Micaiah Bryant, but I'm more so pissed at the adults in this situation. Y'all can be mad at me if you want to. We could drop down in the comments and I'll gladly debate you. But the adults could have de-escalated this situation, and this probably wouldn't have turned out the way it did, and everybody would still be alive and well. Like, I just hate how easily avoidable that whole entire scenario was. But overall, y'all, I'm tired. I'm really tired. This is supposed to be like a feel-good channel. Yeah, I sprinkle in a little bit of seriousness because I do tend to take a lot of things seriously, even though I tend to joke around and I'm always up for shits and giggles. But as a Black content creator myself, it is just completely irresponsible for me to play Ray Charles to the bullshit and not address all of the issues that Black people face that are going on in this country at the current time being. But those are my views on the whole entire situation. America is really weird. Like, when are we going to progress as a society, y'all? I think a lot of it relies on white people. Like, you may take offense to this, but it's up to y'all to undo racism and undo white privilege, but you're not going to because you benefit from it. Just keep it all the way real 100. You guys enjoy white privilege more than you do equality. And this whole Blue Lives Matter is bullshit. Absolutely bullshit. Yes, Black Lives Matter is a corrupt organization too as well. But overall, y'all, I'm running on another tangent, but white people, where did the issue with Black people come in? Like, I want to know, because it was before slavery. I would really like to know, and like, why do you guys feel some type of way about us based on just the color of our skin? I would really like to know. Any of you white people that follow me, please drop down in the comments and let me know, because it's up to y'all to get rid of racism. And you guys may not be racist, but it's in your bloodline. Like, your grandfather, grandparents, your mother, your cousin, uncle, whoever, you have somebody in your family that still upholds those values. But those are my views on the situation, so be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'm going to come at you guys with some more content.